What's up, guys? Today I got a great budget knife for you. Um, in my opinion, still one of the best $50 budget knives you can buy. And it is the Petrified Fish Beluga. This is the Tanto version. Of course, they have the normal drop point version. I have both. I like the drop point better for the most part, but I also really love the Tanto version. Petrified Fish, I've got quite a few models from them. Every one of them has been done very well. Um, Great value for the money. You're getting a lot of knife for your dollar. But what makes me really like this Tanto version so much is this is a hell of a scraper. Um, that's pretty much what I use it for. If I'm opening the box or something, I'm just going to use the second point. Um, and most of the cutting I do is cutting, push cutting cardboard or plastics or whatever. But for scraping, that section right there is great. This knife is in G10. You can get it in micarta as well. K110 blade steel, which is name brand D2. A lot of people actually say it is literally D2, which is incorrect. K110 actually has some compositional differences. I mean, it's very much a D2 light composition, but it does have some actual compositional differences, not just trace elements. There is a difference in the composition, and this is much more consistently done than your typical China D2 that's can be all over the place compositionally. This K110 is a very, very consistent steel, which makes a big difference in the heat treat process. Think about it. If you got a piece of China D2 and you got 10 different pieces of it from 2 or 3 different mills, and every one of those compositions are different. They're close, but they're different. Then that's 100% going to show up in the heat treat process. This here is very consistent. It's a premium produced steel, and so the composition is going to be very, very well dialed in and consistent from plate to plate. So when it goes into the heat treating kiln, you're going to get more consistency there, just because the steel itself is more consistent. And on a steel like D2 that's already, fairly tough to large batch heat treat anyways, because small temperature variations make a big difference. When you tack on the differences in composition on top of that, well, that's why a lot of China D2 is not very good. A lot of knives in it just aren't very good. Well, K110, much more consistent steel. I've never had a piece of it from Petrified Fish that didn't perform very well. This stuff pretty consistently outperforms pretty much most China D2. Like, that's just the way it is. I don't know. Petrified Fish, they've got it together. Whoever's doing their heat treating, it's on point, and they're doing a good job. So you wind up getting a really good performance for this stuff for not a lot of money. I believe you can get these knives for around $45, and this is a very well built knife. I've never had any quality control issues from Petrified Fish, and they are one of the China budget knife companies that I will support because they do good work. Every knife I've had from them is butter smooth. Great detent and just absolutely smooth. The front flipper on this knife is good. The detent's great for it. The reverse flick is where it's at. The fuller for the thumb roll. Thumb flicking it is a little tougher. I mean, I can do it, but it's a little tougher. But anyhow, the action is great on this knife. If you're a fidgeter, you'll love it. I'm not personally a fidgeter. I'll do it occasionally, but not much. This knife is filling and comfortable in hand. If you have XL hands, you got plenty of grip, and this boy is ready to do heavy work. This knife here I haven't carried a lot. This is a new one. I have a micarta one that has a lot of use on it, a Tanto one. This is just one that I just got because of a good deal on Black Friday. So I just picked up another one, but very comfortable. It's very comfortable in hand knife. Sorry, I lost my train of thought just then. I love their pocket clips. I'm not too big of a fan of these spring clips on most of them, but this clip is done very well. Yeah, I love their clips. Their G10 feels nice in hand. Like I said, big stout hand filling knife that's ready to do some serious work. And even being kind of abusive on the other one and using it pretty harder than I really should have, considering how thin it is here. I've never had any chipping issues. I run this at the edges I put on these at 18 degrees or around 18 degrees per side. 4 or 600 Atoma. This one here I believe is finished on the 400. You have a nice aggressive edge, cuts great. Have no chipping issues even when doing stuff that I really shouldn't have been doing with the knife, but no chipping issues. Which is again a testament to the heat treat and the steel quality. It's good. I have tested these, and most of them, I believe, I think I tested 7 K110 Petrified Fish knives, and every one of them were between 59.5 and 60.5. So not the hardest D2, but they're right there at that 60. And the performance is good. I mean, I have no complaints about it. For a $45 knife, the edge retention is excellent. It holds on to that nice aggressive edge very well. You get really toothy and grabby. And it holds on to that very, very well. Hang on, I'll grab a piece of paper and show the edge. But overall, it's a very good knife. I've considered this for probably about the past 2.5 years. The original drop point one that come out for 2.5 years. I've said that for the money, that's the best knife on the market at the $45 price tag. But you'll hear it's going to be nice, toothy, aggressive edge. Lots of bite, lots of tooth. But anyhow, it holds on to that tooth well. So if you like aggression, you're gonna love. If you like an aggressive edge, you're gonna love this steel. Everything about these knives is built well. They really are built like a tank. Rock solid lockup. I mean, not any blade play whatsoever. Perfect lockup. There's around about 35%. On a nice thick liner too. So this is going to be a stout liner lock. It's built for work, and it really is a great a great work knife for $45. You really can't beat them. That's why since they come out, like as soon as I got that first Beluga, the drop point micarta one, when it very first come out, actually I think it was the G10 one, and then I got the micarta one later. But anyways, as soon as I got my hands on it and did some testing, from that point on, anybody that asked me, hey, what's a great $50 knife? Like, I got $50, what should I buy? Beluga. Then the Mini came out in 14C, and yep, Beluga, the full size Beluga if you want a larger knife, or the Mini if you want a smaller knife. They're excellent. Now the Mini is in 14C, and I don't mind 14C, but I'm not that big of a fan of it. It just, in small pocket knives, it don't have the edge retention that I'm looking for. So now I do have a Mini in 14C, but there was some Minis in K110 at Blade HQ, and I picked one of them up just so I had a K110 Mini, and I think that's what they should have did. They should have did K110 on all of them. I believe for most people it's a more beneficial steel. Well, most people that want edge retention anyways. Now, for the average person that might be out, around salt water or whatever, and they're not taking care of their knives, yeah, the 14C the stainlessness of 14C would come into effect, plus the toughness of anage. I don't know. Yeah, maybe for most people, 14C might be the better choice, just for the stainless factor, and they're less likely to chip, to cause chips by being foolish with their knife. But most of us guys in the community, we want edge retention, and yeah, the K110 just blows the 14C out of the water. It cuts far longer. Like, definitely noticeable. In a day's work, I probably get 2 days out of K110 before it's really needing a touch up. With the 14C, I'm not even gonna get a day probably. And a lot of that's got to do with just how aggressive I can leave this K110, and it holds on to that aggression. So even as the front end sharpness starts to fall off, that aggressive working edge just keeps cutting for a long time. And on 14C, as soon as that front edge sharpness is gone, it just doesn't have the bite anymore, which is why I don't really care for it as a steel. I know it has some great attributes. It does get great toughness. It's very, very stainless and reasonable edge retention, but I don't need a knife to be ultra stainless. I can take care of, my non-stainless steels, no problem. I don't have any corrosion on them. I'm good. So I don't really need the stainlessness, and the toughness in a 3-inch pocket, 3.5-inch pocket knife. I don't need that super high toughness of 14C. This K110 is plenty tough. So why not take the big edge retention boost by going with K110 over 14C? That's how I see it. But I'm also not somebody that's going to be out there freaking prying out staples, or God only knows what non-knife people do with their knives. But for me, I'm going to take the edge retention. This K110 has plenty of it. Petrified Fish is a solid company. I have not had a single bad knife from them, or even a knife that wasn't literally perfect. Perfect fit and finish, perfectly done factory edges, nice consistent bevels, perfect lockup. The grinds are consistent. I don't know, Petrified Fish, they have their shit together. Like, they are making a damn good knife. You know, I don't like sitting and bragging on how great this China knife company is doing said knife, but like Kubi knocks it out the park. Civivi, you know, they've been killing it for a long time. And Petrified Fish, they're knocking it out the park. And if they're doing good work and the value is there, then, you know, I kind of have to give them praise. This is a hell of a good knife. If you have $50 and you need a big stout work knife, the Beluga will be hard to beat. And if you need, you know, a under 3-inch blade work knife, the mini Beluga is spectacular. And another thing, if you're a fidgeter, you will love this knife. Like, it is a fidgeter's dream. So, check out the Beluga. I know y'all probably already have. You probably already have one. If you don't, it is a badass knife. Sorry for the 16-minute video. I hope you enjoy it.